How is everyone tonight? A human being is in a unique form of embodiment that allows it to know that it is God. It is the God of the universe, not to speak of the universe and God as two different things. In addition to knowing itself as the origin of all, the human being also has the capacity to recognize that everything is also that origin. That the origin is actually shining through all things. It's a blessed circumstance. One in which the functional aspect of life can be completely and utterly transcended in non-functional bliss. To speak of this unity of the self with its origin, and of all things with that origin, and of all things to the self, is to exclaim the highest possibility of bliss attainment in this world. The highest level of satisfaction that can be possibly attained. In fact, something that cannot even be wildly imagined. So it's not enough just to know that you are that, but you must also evolve to the point where you know that everything is that. These are two distinct realizations. One is not a substitute for the other, nor is I am that a synonym for everything is that. They're qualitatively different levels of knowing. Knowing in being, not knowing in its own manner. Or its own context. Meditation is what allows for this kind of massive expansion of human consciousness. It's not so much an expansion of consciousness, though, as it is a dropping away of futile forms of knowing and categorizing. It is most positively a direct descent toward the unknowable. It is that. One which takes your life. It's what gave your life, and then you consciously reoffer your life into that so that it takes it back. It's like paying off a loan. The body-mind is a loaned instrument from nature, borrowed, occupied by energy, an energy that only wishes to return back into that from which it came, bringing with it the entire human body-mind, the entire apparatus of the human perceptual mechanism. That's what makes life special in this voyage and journey of self-transcendence. These body minds are like cargo, equipment which becomes divinized when it is freely relinquished in the source from which it came. Just like a musical instrument becomes a divination toy for sound. It transforms sound into something exquisite. The human body-mind transforms consciousness into a multi-dimensional event. So a life that is not surrendered back into that origin is of an utterly different character than one that has returned, even though they look identical. One life, the unrealized one, will merely affirm the value of action. And the latter, the realized life, will affirm the bliss of being and also embody the glorification of action as it is projected out of that statically infinite state of the ground of being. The human nervous system in such a case will become siddhi. It will become perfection. The one who lives there becomes siddha, perfected one. Obviously, a siddha is not someone who performs supernormal tricks based on extraordinary abilities in the way that I'm defining it here. It's a normal life resuscitated in the life current and in the transcendental consciousness, exhibiting the kind of unique perfection that comes through in that case, which is something to be seen and recognized and also felt. And because we are one giant organism, all of us like single cells in the same body, when one of us is catapulted into this form of spiritual realization, the entirety of the earth consciousness to some degree is taken in also. On the level of realization, there is no distinction between the world and the self, as long as one proceeds to the level where everything is that. If you proceed merely to the I am that level, then all you will receive is your own sacred knowledge about yourself, which isn't bad. But it can go farther.